Alright, I'm in the mood to piss people off, yeah. I'm in the mood to piss people off. So right here, lads, I've got myself a tier list of the 92. I believe this is the most recent. Got Barrow in there. I believe it's very updated. I believe it's got every team in there that is in the Football League. If there's one team missing, then sorry about that. I did a video on this, I think like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I just kind of want to do it again. I got in the mood. I got in the mood of just wanting to talk about football. I'm currently live on twitch.tv. I'm live each day, so the link is down below to my Twitch, and it's just Vizeh. That's my name. So I'm live each day, so go and check us out if you're about. I'm down. Are we ready, boys? Are we ready? I can't wait to piss people off. This is not going to go well. Search for a football news app. Well, I've got you sorted, lad. This video has been kindly sponsored by OneFootball, your local neighborhood football app. For all the latest transfer news or any news happening with your football club, this is the app for you on iOS or Android for absolutely free. The link is at the top of the description. Live score updates, live lineups, live league table, live everything just for you. It's nice and easy to read, and it's even got dark mode, which I know how much you like dark mode. If this tickles your fancy, then I'll leave a link at top of the description just for you. Let me know down below if you downloaded it, and let's get straight to the video. I'm going to use actual, like, historical evidence on this. Like, this isn't a meme video. Some teams I will meme because it's funny, but I will actually use my knowledge of the fan base, my knowledge of the history, the club honors, and really just how relevant they are as a football club as well. So, for example, like a team that hasn't won anything, but like you know them quite well. Let's say, for example, like Accrington Stanley, they've not won anything, but people know them because of the meme of the milk advert. So therefore, they're not really a tin pot because at least you have some knowledge of who they are. So let's just start with Aki. They've been a small club, but they're not tin pot, okay? They got good milk. Tin pot, I mean, it's Forest Green Rovers. I'm so sorry, but I didn't even know you guys existed till like 3 years ago. And I'm not even going to try and use vegan as a thing, because that's an easy thing, like, oh, vegans, blah, blah. I don't even know where you're on the map. I don't even know your club even existed till 3 years ago. So, it's just in tin pot, man. Gillingham, I know them because they got a pretty wild away end, and that's why I know them. So for that reason alone, they're in small. Millwall! Okay, Millwall. I'm going to put Millwall in, I mean, they're average. They're not big, are they? They're not big. Like, Millwall are mainly known because of Green Street, okay? And that's a big thing. Everyone knows about Millwall. Everyone that I know loves to go to Millwall away. Go with Bolton. Bolton, historically, decent-sized club. I'll be honest here. Recent years, they've been a bit of a meme, but I can't really deny that. If you want to talk about historical evidence here, they're in big. I'm sorry. They just are. Okay, who's next here? Barnsley. Okay, I'm going to start off like some like mid-range, lower teams here. Barnsley, they're average. They're average. They're not a big team, but I don't think they're small. I think everyone knows about Barnsley. They've always been in the Championship League One. They've even been in the Premier League, I believe. Palace, man, a weird team because they've not won like anything. But again, can I really put Millwall bigger than Palace? I don't know, man. I've got to change it, otherwise I think too many people would be pissed off for the fact that I'm saying this morning. I'll put Millwall in average tier, but I'm still going to agree that I don't think Palace is in big. I don't think Palace is in big. They're bigger than Millwall, but I can't put Palace in big. For me, they're not a big club. Like, in recent years, they have been, but historically, not really. Moving on, Bristol City. Again, I'll say it's average. I'm pretty sure it's average. Like, let's put a team in massive here. I mean, I'm going to put just my team that they are in massive. If you don't agree they are in massive, then you just don't know, like, history of football clubs. Sunderland, massive. Newcastle, massive. I believe Sunderland's got, like, 6 first divisions or something. Like, 6 first divisions. Newcastle has, like, 4. The question is, who would I say is bigger between Sunderland and Newcastle? Personally, I'll say Newcastle, because European pedigree, I believe Newcastle's done more. Well, you know what? I'm going to go for an out there one as well, because people will disagree, but when you actually look it up, they actually would agree with me. Ipswich are a big club. They're a big club, man. I know in recent years they're kind of, you know, in the mud. They've won a European trophy. I swear, if you actually look up who they actually beat in Europe, I swear they've beat so many mad teams like AC Milan's and Inter's and Bayern Munich's and all them lot. Look it up. They won a European trophy. And look, it's not a Champions League. I believe it's like a European Cup Winners' Cup, but it's still a European trophy. So for that alone, it's a big club. Okay, let's just go with just the easy one here. So United, Liverpool, Elite. And that's the end of the elite tier. That's the end of it. In terms of elite clubs, I'm going to say this straight away. It's United, Liverpool. It's your own opinion on which way round you think it is. If you want to go to Europe side of things, European, like, massive football club, it's Liverpool. In terms of honours in the actual country, I guess it's United. Fans across the world and fans in the country, I would say United are a bigger club in terms of their fans and the branding and the worldwide reputation. In terms of honours, I think Liverpool is better just because even though they do have, I believe, one less First Division / Premier League, yeah, blah, blah. They've got so many more European trophies, which I think is a massive thing as well. So, whatever side you see it, it's elite, those two, and no one comes close. I'm going to go with this here. I'm going to make my own tier here, which is like, just so that it's not as confusing, you can have fucking massive just in between the elite and massive to make it less confusing. And that's where Arsenal are, and that's where Chelsea are. And would anyone else be in there? I don't think so. I think it goes Arsenal, which I still think historically is a bigger club than Chelsea. However, right now, I'll say that London right now is currently blue. Currently, you can't deny that. Historically, Arsenal is still a bigger football club. Brand-wise, reputation-wise, fans-wise across the world, yeah, it's Arsenal. As a big club, I say, for me, a big club is at least winning. You've got to win a First Division, okay? Other than West Ham United, they've actually never won First Division, but they're still considered, at least a big club, even maybe a massive club in some aspects. To be in big category, you've got to win a First Division and basically also an FA Cup as well, and spend a good chunk of your history in the top flight across your entire history. That's the way I see a big club. If you spent about 50, 60% of your entire history in top flight, First Division, also in a First Division, also won an FA Cup or like a League Cup, I will say you're a big club. And in that same idea, that's why I put Derby in here. Mansfield, Stag, I think it's a small club. I don't really know much about you guys. Fleetwood Town, again, small club. Debatably can be put in Tin Pot, I swear, I never even heard of Fleetwood Town until 3-4 years ago as well, in the same kind of category as Forest Green. So I'm debating putting them in Tin Pot for that reason alone. Bournemouth, they're on the lower end of average now. I said there was a small club, and I believe now they're average. Yes, they've spent pretty much their entire history in the lower tiers of English football, but they've been at a good level now for about 6-7 years, and I think that alone should put them now into the lower end of average. As an honest Lincoln fan, I say small. Okay, don't blame me, Lincoln fans. Your boy there, GG, said small, so there you go. Middlesbrough, they're on the high end of average. It's a weird one. They're on the cusp of both tiers here. High, average, but can be lower, big. I respect something about them. It's that they want to be that Newcastle and Sunderland very badly. And they do have a decent fan base, but they're not on a level by any means. Next up, Fulham. For me, Fulham, They are so close to being the same tier. They're the same team as Middlesbrough. That's always been up there, however, not won much. Even though Middlesbrough actually did indeed win a League Cup, and they both were in a UEFA Cup final, both lost it. I think more of Middlesbrough than I do of Fulham. So Fulham is in the higher tier average. Middlesbrough above Palace. Why are they not? What have Palace won? Newport County, I don't know. They're just doing Tin Pot. Harrogate Town. These kind of teams, so Barrow, Harrogate Town, Newport County, these kind of new teams that's in there. I'll be honest, I never really heard of any of these teams before 2015. So if you're in that kind of category, then I'm sorry. I'll just put you guys kind of in there. Who else is there that could be potted at? Tranmere Rovers, they're in small. Tranmere Rovers, they're not a Tin Pot club. They're a pretty good club, I think, Tranmere, actually. I'll be honest, my knowledge of these kind of clubs aren't the best for these lower tier sides, so I do apologise. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings here, but I don't know every single club in the world. Salford, people only care about them because they got a cool badge. Morecambe, they've got a shrimp as their badge. These kind of teams like Crawley Town, Morecambe, they just kind of exist for me. They just kind of exist in that kind of world. I don't want to say they're Tin Pot. I'm putting them in the small tier of small, but these are the teams that I just kind of know exist in that tier, and I don't see ever do anything. They're always, maybe I don't know much about them, I'll be honest here, and maybe that's the reason why people may get annoyed at me. Colchester United, they just kind of are there. Swindon Town, they were in the Premier League when it was first formed. They literally were in top flight for that one season in their entire history. Yeah, they're in small. Yeah, they were, oh my god. The only year that the Premier League was formed and they were in it, and they put themselves in that conversation. Okay, they're in small. Notts County, they're in a good average club. They're the oldest professional football club, and something like that you've got to respect. Orient, Leyton Orient, again, is in the average. Maybe because it's me, and I just remembered growing up, Orient, I look back in history and I always see Orient. I find them to be somewhat of a team that, the name Orient, I just have some sort of knowledge towards. I just feel like Orient is a team that I should respect. Let's go with a team which I feel like people may not know too much about. Preston North End. I'll put them in the lower end of big. I feel like people don't really know much about them, but historically they've always been a massive part. The first Invincibles as well. And I don't know, like, I feel like Preston, they should be in the lower end of big. I think they should be. I think the average is what most people say. Again, I'm going to play the nostalgia card here. And I guess in the first, founding members. I'm going to just rock that card, man. I'm going to just rock it. It could be high average. It could be lower big. I don't think there's a wrong and right answer here. I respect Preston. I respect them. Port Vale, again, just kind of in that small tier. I'm sorry. Shrewsbury. So these are like the teams that just kind of exist. Like Rochdale. I think Rochdale is actually alright. I think they're like a bigger small team. Macclesfield Town. I think they're also in like the smaller, the higher end of small. Crewe Alexandra, again, just kind of in that same category of like teams that exist, like Scunthorpe United. I'm sorry, I don't know much about you guys, like Wycombe Wanderers. Sorry, I should know more. Northampton Town. I feel like someone may say, if someone can say that these guys have won like an FA Cup or a League Cup, let me know. If any of these teams have won an FA Cup or a League Cup, let me know and I can move them upwards. I think if you're in this kind of tier of like the League 1, League 2, always kind of team, sometimes maybe a championship, then let me know if anyone's got in there. Because I don't really know too much about these teams. MK Dons, I mean, they just saw in Timber. I'm so sorry. I feel bad for MK Dons fans because I know one or two. And like, I feel like they're always judged on for supporting their team, which is obviously their local team. And it's no fault of their own for what's happened between them and Wimbledon. I feel sorry for the fans because they get given a lot of shit. I don't think it's their fault, but it just is the way the club is formed. It's just not proper. There always seems like a black mark in the entirety of the Football League pyramid. And it's justified. They've literally, like, franchised a football club. And they've got this huge, massive stadium. This, like, massive, like, bowl with nothing in it. And I feel bad for the people of the area because they just get all the time. But I'm sorry, but I can't justify what's happened. Cheltenham and like Bristol Rovers, they're probably in the higher end of a small. Cambridge, same thing. Burton, they're in small. Walsall, Plymouth Argyle. I'm going to put Plymouth in small average just because of pie face, okay? Get mad at me, I don't care. They're in a small end of average just because of pie face alone. Get mad. Exeter, Grimsby. I think, you know what, man? I always know Grimsby. I don't know why I know Grimsby. I just do. I don't know why. Is it like Fisherman's Friend? I don't know why, but I just have like knowledge of Grimsby. So I'm gonna just put them small end of average. I got no real reason. I just kind of know them. Carlisle United, yeah. So there's no real order of where teams are. They're just kind of in that same kind of group. I am sorry. I think Bradford, yeah, the Bradford's doing average, right? I swear they was in Premier League. They won the Premier, weren't they? Like in like early 2000s as well. I think historically they've been an alright team. I want to say Charlton also. I want to say, are they small average? I'll say they're kind of average, I say, Charlton. Coventry's definitely an average. Debatably, they could be seen as... no, they can't be seen as big. Like, if Palace and Fulham are like average, then Coventry's also an average, surely. Rotherham, Rotherham, man, I gave them last time because, like, when I think of Rotherham, I just think they're always, for the last 8 years of my life, they've always been in the Championship relegation zone or the top 6 of League One, and that's all they've been for the last 8 years. Am I wrong? I swear, I can just predict that right now Rotherham are somewhere on the top end of League One or the bottom end of Championship. That's just where they are, and they don't move from that region ever. Doncaster Rovers, I don't know why I kind of think about Donny's being average. I don't know. I don't think they actually are historically. Okay, so Luton Town, I'll put them like the smaller end of average, like in the same kind of tiers like a Charlton, I'll say, for Luton Town. Oxford, they won a League Cup. To be fair to them. Don't know if that justifies average. Maybe, I don't know. Everton, they're in massive. Simple as that. They're bigger than Newcastle, bigger than Sunderland. They're not in massive, but they're in the higher end of massive. There's no two ways about that. I think they've won 9 first divisions. They're a very good football club, them lot. I think Peterborough are small. I think they are. I'm gonna put Blackpool in there just for DJ Campbell, okay? They made Charlie Adam look good. Peterborough, they're in small. Yeah, I got a Peterborough fan here, which is literally saying they're in small. So there you go. Huddersfield, they're in average. I think they've won 3 first divisions in their history as well. A decent little history to them. Do I think they're in the big, though? Hull City, again, they're in the average tier. I feel like with Portsmouth, they get a lot of love for the fact they were in the Premier League in the early 2000s. And historically, I think they've got to be in big. And when I'm putting Pompey in there, I've got to go put in Southampton. They've got to be in the same tier. I think they're both a very similar, very, very similar level club here. And alongside them, also likes of Sheffield United and also Sheffield Wednesday. I believe also Wednesday and Sheffield United are pretty much the same club. In essence, they're very similar. If I got a pick of who's bigger between Sheffield Wednesday and United, I think I'll put Wednesday. I think Wednesday historically is a bigger club. I think they are. Genuine question, what has Burnley won? People have been asking about Burnley. So for me, Burnley, if Preston's in big, Middlesbrough's in big, Burnley's in big. We're in big, okay? And I'll tell you why. People have a go at me. Won First Division, won 2 FA Cups, 1961 and 1914. And in the recent years, we spent a large period of our entire history in the top flight. We went down on like the 4th Division in like the 1980s. But for most of our history, always been in top flight, always been in that kind of tier. If Preston's in there, Burnley's in there, founding members of Football League, you may not respect us, but I don't give a shit. We're at least in the lower end of big, okay? And while I'm at it, I'm going to put Blackburn in the bigger tier. Blackburn are bigger than Burnley. I'm a Burnley fan, okay? Right now, we're better than them, but historically, they've won more. They've won a goddamn Premier League. You know, I can't really say no to that. Historically, I think people know about them a bit more than us. So, I'll be honest, like, they are. Aston Villa, man. I mean, I can't put Aston Villa bigger than Everton. I can't do that. I don't think I can do that. And they've won a European Cup, but I can't really put Aston Villa bigger than Everton. I don't know. And in that same kind of category, I got to put Aston Villa, so like Nottingham Forest, the European. For me, Forest, the 2 Champions Leagues are like incredible. But they've only won, I think, the First Division once. So like they were absolutely insane for like a couple of years. And then it was like kind of, they're just up there. It's weird because I don't think, as an actual domestic club, I don't think they are. However, the 2 Champions Leagues, you kind of can't deny that. Okay, let's just go with like a Leicester. Leicester are a big club, but they've not done a lot in their history beforehand. So I'll keep that in mind, but I think they've now deemed themselves as a big club now, to be fair. Brentford, I think they're lower average. They basically could be in high small. They're similar to like a Bournemouth that like, I've always been like a lower tier club, and then in recent years done really well. In the Brentford FC, they've got 6th round / quarter final as part of their honours. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Brighton are in high under average, and I'll say same level as like a kind of like, yes, they've done well in recent years. However, look before that, again, similar to like a Palace that just kind of has always been a League One Championship kind of side, and now they're doing quite well. I've got to put the Brummies in big. I'm sorry. I love Birmingham. I think they're quality. I'm putting them in big. I just am. QPR, they're in the average again. They're in the average. I'll put Stoke in that high averages, in the same kind of tier as like Fulham's. They've won a League Cup. Yeah, I'll put them like in that kind of tier, like Coventry's and Palace's and that kind of. Yeah, I'll put them in there. People will have a go at me for the fact I put Burnley in big, but we've won First Divisions, we've won FA Cups, we've done a massive portion of our history in top flight. I think like 60% of it, and also been in Europe. Call me biased, okay? But I don't care. Leeds, they're literally on the cusp. For me, I can justify putting them in the lowest massive. And they were in the runners-up of a Champions League, which is respectable. I can justify it. Spurs, Tottenham. Tottenham's a fun one. I know, actually, no, they're a massive, aren't they? But they're in the low end because, like, I can't put them in the same tier as, like, you know, Ipswich Town and Bolton, can I? They've always been up there. They've always been respectable. They've not really won that much in terms of like a First Division, but they've won a good amount of trophies, like cup trophies in their entire history. Manchester City are Man City. I mean, they're massive. I don't care what you say. They are massive now. People think that like someone bought out Cheltenham Town and then made them big. Like they were a very respectable. They've won a European trophy before oil money. Remember that they won a European trophy without oil money. I think it was basically the UEFA Cup or European Cup Winners' Cup, basically. They're definitely not like a small club before they got bought out. They were always a respectable team that was always in top flight every good amount of years in their history. They're massive. They're massive. I'm just thinking where. Reading's an average. They're in average, aren't they? Watford, again, in the high end of average. West Ham, they're in big. They're like, you know, they're high up there. They've never won a First Division. which surprises me still to even find that one out. Yeah, West Ham, they're in the high end of a bid. They're not in massive, though. They're not in massive. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Wolves, West Brom, they're in that top level. They're in like the Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesdays kind of category. They've won a good amount of cups, I believe. So I will put them in the kind of medium high end of big. Wigan, I think they're high average. They're high average for me. They are. Cardiff City, again, high average. Norwich, high average. Swansea, kind of low average, I think, or medium average. That's what I'm going with here. Right, so this is it. This is my updated ranking of a 92 or 93. I do apologize if your club is not where you think it should be. Don't take the don't take the order of where they are in precise, like, don't take it that seriously. Just put whatever category they're in, just take that as what it is. There you go, boys. Hope that you guys don't get too mad at me. Just please don't, man. It's not absolutely perfect. That's just kind of how I see it. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys next time for another video. And stay safe, boys. Peace out.